Well, there you go. That's what's happening on the Wii Shop channel. One thing I failed to mention at the end of Corey's demo of SmackDown 2011 is the release date. It's October 26th, so look out for the game now. Right now, I'm joined by Sal DiVita, an entirely new wrestling game, an entirely new WWE game. You are the man behind it. It's called WWE All Stars. I should point out that we'll be showing this game at the very end of this demo, but first we're going to talk to Sal because there's a lot to talk about. So, first of all, let's talk about the approach to WWE All Stars. This is a brand new wrestling game. Yep. We've seen THQ do non-SmackDown games before, and so this is an entirely new approach. Tell me about the team's approach.
Yeah, this approach is something that we've never tried before. It's taking the WWE characters and bringing them to a level that is larger than life.
Okay.
So where SmackDown is an excellent sim game, this game is meant to be something that's more exaggerated reality. So the characters are bigger, their muscles are bigger, the move sets are more powerful, stronger, they jump higher, they throw farther, just immense energy and power behind what they do. So.
Now, you're no stranger to wrestling games. You've been involved with sports, for that matter, a lot of different sports games. You did the Blitz games, you've done the TNA games. Can you talk about how that sort of informed WWE All Stars, particularly with TNA, because that was a wrestling game? What you learned from that bring into this project?
Yeah, learn on TNA, we learned that wrestling is a lot harder of a game to make than what it looks like. There's so much to it. The wrestling superstars are just amazing athletes. They can do so much stuff. And what we learned is that we need to provide that for our audience. So while SmackDown is providing the breadth of what wrestling is, the programming is, we're going to take a different approach and focus on the characters themselves. So The Rock or John Cena, what are their characters about? And we bring their characterizations of the superstars to a different level that SmackDown may not care to go down. So I think that's where our game kind of separates from SmackDown.
Okay. Again, I should point out, we're going to show this game at the very end of this demo, and I think the visual style is going to surprise some people. Can you talk about sort of how you decided on this visual style and whether you went back and forth on what you wanted this game to look like?
Yeah. Well, the style of the characters is based on what we wanted the game to be. So because the game is not going to be a simulation game, we didn't want the characters to be simulation either. So we styled them to be, larger than life, big, kind of, superhero type style, but they're still realistic. So like when you look at them, they're just kind of these big meaty little superheroes that you're going to grab and wrestle around with.
Right.
So they're the style of the game matches what movesets they're performing, and because they're performing bigger moves, I think these characters fit.
And the SmackDown series is pretty deep in terms of controls, has a lot of things you can do. How are you approaching controls and accessibility?
Yeah, this game is more styled. It's similar to a fighting game where responsiveness is very fast. The moves you can chain things together very well, a lot of combos in the game. There are impacts, again, are much harder, throwing people farther, a lot more agile type moves. You can dive, from ropes and over ropes and from turnbuckles to almost 3/4 of the way across the ring. And so it's very much more of a, I'd say, fighting-esque than wrestling. However, we maintain our roots in wrestling because it's the characters are wrestling, and man, no more entertaining moves than what you can see in the wrestling world. I mean, those guys really do some creative stuff.
Well, I've seen some stuff of this game, and there's lots of entertaining moves in here. So let's stop talking and just show the merest of teases of this game.
Sure.
So let's dive into it and find out what's going on here.
All right, so as we're looking at the game, you can see that the guys are definitely beefier than what they would be like in real life. But again, the game is more about responsiveness. It's more about hard hits. As you can see, I'm chaining some moves together there. Hit the guy there, grab him, flip around him here.
Lots of quick moves. Ooh, nice.
Blow out his lungs there. Once you lock a guy up here, you can throw him down to the ground like that, or there's a strong grab, you grab him up like this, and even pick him up and give him a big slam.
Oh man.
Just grab him out of the air as well.
Oh.
Flip him around again, give him a little neck breaker there.
Okay.
All right. And then of course what I'm doing here, I'm building up all these moves so that I can fill up that meter that you can see below the name John Cena is all filled up, and that gives me energy. That energy is used to perform signature moves, and our signature moves are a little bit different than what they would normally do.
I would imagine.
So in this case here, I'll perform a signature move to him here. Oh my God, grabbed out of it. Let's try that again. There we go. Grab him up there. Can't see me.
Yeah. up in the air,
and bam.
and back down.
Shockwave effects, crowd goes crazy, that kind of a thing, you know. So the game is designed to be bigger and I guess more impactful than what you'd normally see in a wrestling game or, you know,
absolutely,
a normal fighting game.
Well, there you go. There's the briefest of glimpses at WWE All Stars. The game and Sal will be here for our E3 live show. You don't want to miss that. The final question, though, of course, is when's the game coming out?
Early 2011.
Early 2011. That's WWE All Stars. Sal, thank you so much for being here. Guys, that's a look at WWE All Stars and WWE SmackDown. Both those games will be part of our live show at E3. You don't want to miss that. And of course, we're going to have tons of E3 coverage coming up in just a few days. And this Thursday, June 10th, we're going to have our pre-E3 show where we're going to tell you everything you need to know about GameSpot's upcoming live coverage of E3 2010. You don't want to miss it. For the entire GameSpot crew, for Sal DiVita, for Corey Ledesma, I'm Brian Eckberg. See you guys Thursday.